What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy is Joique Bell. Pull up on him. Man, he's got the guns out.
Oh, man.
Got the guns out today. D-Mac, Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion in the house as well. Fish in the bowl. Flint's child, Arturo, in the booth. Also, ready to rock, ready to roll, ready to hit this day today.
What's today?
Today is Wednesday. Getting ready to get over that hump.
What up, though, Wednesday?
What up, though, Wednesday? What up, though?
What up, though? What up, though, Wednesday? You know what? Yo, what up, though, isn't that bad. It is. Say what up, though, for us one more time.
What up, though?
You know, so
what
we said.
Up, dough.
Well, no, just what up, though.
Where's the deer? What up, dough?
Oh, my God.
I got no ears, Art.
What? All right, give me a what up, though. All right, no, seriously, give us a what up, though.
Bigger issues than okay. What up, though? There we go.
All right, so what we used to do, though, I'm gonna be quiet, Art. What we used to do is we used to have this segment we like do what up, though, where basically we focus on the businesses around the Detroit metro area, and so we'll have a person come on with a business around the area. That was like our way to give back. They'll come on the show and we'll talk about their business for 12 minutes to talk about it, and they can get some free pub, and it was good. I used to like. Did you used to like doing that, Art? Yeah, but we can though. What we can. I used to love it a lot. That was like our way of like giving back to the community, bringing them on the show, talking about their business. We had a lot of guys on talking about their business, from Amar Rashad to Jeremy Langford.
Yeah,
we had a lot of guys on.
Okay.
Yeah, stop. Don't do that.
Okay.
Well, hey, Joique, Detroit Dabber 313. What up, though?
What up,
Joey
though?
2 times. What up, though?
Well, what up, though is WADUP. What up, though? Then you got the DOE right.
Neal just pointed at
Good job.
and said that he's got no idea.
Good job. Yeah, we good.
We good, man.
We Gucci.
We good. We Gucci.
We Gucci.
Yeah, absolutely. No, got a big time show lined up for you guys today. Certainly some Detroit Lions talk, and DeAndre Swift's just accomplished a stat number that I think is very, very relevant, and it reinforces my point that I've been making about the young players on this roster and about how they're going to be the path forward. NFL ratings are exploding. We will touch on that. The Heisman watch. There's some local names that have jumped up in the mix, and I'm happy about that. I think my tweet on Saturday, Joique, swayed a lot of people, right? Just millions of people.
Did it?
I think it did. All of a sudden, Kenneth Walker's up in all this talk. I just said it was ridiculous that he's not being talked about among the best players.
Well, it's ridiculous, too, because if you see the stat, the fact that he broke 20 tackles, most tackles broken. Right. So it's not like he's doing it against garbage, and we could say what we want about Miami not being the Miami of old, but give the kid his credit. He keeps going out week after week, and I think that's what I love to see out of MSU, right? 3-0, and then Coach Tucker says, how's 3-9 sound, boys? Right? Which is, what have you done for me lately? So I got to like what I see coming into this weekend out of both Michigan State and Michigan after last weekend, and it's exciting to be a college football fan. And, you mentioned the Lions and getting into that 2 weeks into the 34-game
I thought about you today.
Season, I thought about that. I like where we're at. We were mentioning before, and we'll talk about it later. Look at the job the Tigers are doing. AJ Hinch being the way. I mean, this is a good spot. The Wings are going to training camp. The Pistons are getting ready to sign. And come on, guys. I know it's Armageddon, and the Ark might be coming out soon. But
and
I know
it cost us golf today. I know that. I'm upset about that.
Not just golf, Neal. Franklin Hills.
Not
just guys, Franklin Hills, right? You've heard of Oakland Hills, but Franklin Hills you cannot even get on, right? I had to use somebody else's name. Thanks, Otto Black, who, shout out to my boy Otto Black, disqualified for the Corn Ferry Stage 2, but we were going to play today, and I guess not. But you know what that is? It's because Mikey Buckets Bayoff was going to play with us, and he's a human rain delay, so we'll be all right.
so there. Well, we'll get it figured out, though. We'll get it figured out. Joey 2 times says Joique eats at Burger King. Don't listen to him. About the what up, though.
I do eat at Burger King. I only eat 2 things from Burger King there. I've had
the flame grilled Whopper, the flame grilled chicken Whopper.
No, I don't eat that. I will eat the Impossible Burger Whopper.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but I haven't had it in a while. And I will have the French toast sticks in the morning. My only two things I'll go to.
You about the French toast stick life?
I'm about it. You know what, though? It was funny because when I was, this is how it came to. So when I was a kid, a schoolmate of mine, her sister would take us to school to junior high, and every morning we'll stop by Burger King, and every morning they'll spend like $2.12 on the French toast sticks.
Yeah, that's worried about my position, Fish.
Yeah, and then you fast forward. I couldn't afford the French toast sticks every week, and so I would smell them in the car every day. I'm like, dang, I wish I had some money to get the French toast sticks.
Yeah.
And now I can get them now, and so I go get French toast sticks.
Now you can get all the French toast sticks you want.
All I want. I actually had it this morning. I actually left my food in the microwave trying to get to the studio and stopped by Burger King and grabbed me some French toast sticks this morning. How you like me now?
And you can follow along on our YouTube channel. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, we have a chat thread that's going up. I mean, just hundreds of comments flowing in there. We certainly do appreciate it. Our Twitter handles, too, are on the screen. So if you want to interact on social media, feel free to do that also. OG Kush says, Joique, what about the black-colored Halloween Whopper that gives you the carbon green poop? Have you ever seen that? They do that over in Japan. It's like a midnight Whopper, or it's black. The bun is black. The meat is black. It's weird. No, I'm not about that life either. I don't do the fast food. Maybe Subway, I guess. That's about as fast food as I'll go.
Yeah, I don't think that's fast food. I think that's, what's the name? Fast dining. I think it's called fast dining.
Is that what? Fast dining is a word now.
Yeah.
Tammy Chin says, D-Mac, love the haircut. You got some new lettuce going there.
It's a week left. You think it's bald. It's not, guys.
It's just parked in the back.
It's tied. It's parked in the back because I got to get rid of it. I got to adult next week because they're making me get a haircut because being a legend, you got to have a haircut, I guess. So one more week enjoying this shenanigans.
Well, D-Mac, you
got no free
shenanigans. Shenanigans, is that the words you wanted to use?
What color is red? What's after red?
All that I know, I don't know what. Can you guys hear me? Can anyone hear me?
No.
Check one. No.
No. I can't.
We didn't the first time, but we do now.
Yeah.
You can hear me now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Regardless,
what I was telling you.
Darren, we're at like volcano amber red. I can sense it. I can sense it, D-Mac. So yeah.
No, but D-Mac, if you want to share, what was your original plan with the hair? What you wanted to do? Because this was a great story.
Yeah, I'll let everybody in on this, right?
Yeah.
Because this is how it goes. I'm getting ready to do the pit fight next week and whatever like this, and Grinder's getting back, so I was going to take it all out and get it all red and get it all ready, and then it was brought to my attention by Operation Valhalla leader that maybe that I want to reconsider since there's some adulting times coming up. So it gets me closer to my goals, Neal. We talked about it before. So the fact that I cut my hair means big things are coming up in the future. And I mean, might as well get serious. If I'm gonna bleed, we might as well bleed right. Don't need to get any of these beautiful locks.
we look forward to that, D-Mac. We want to see.
So do I.
We want to see all corporate.
So do I. I mean,
D-Mac going corporate.
It will. So D-Mac's going to be doing adulting. One more week left. Maybe I'll put the hair up this week. Who knows?
Absolutely. But we do have a big time show.
Still jealous of Joique's. Joique's got the best hair in the league. How long have you been growing that, bro?
2011.
Wow.
Well,
because that is a mane, bro. Like that's like with the dread. Like it's beautiful. That's what I'm saying.
So it's weird because 2010 is when I started growing like my hair out, but I didn't get it twisted for the first time until 2011 March. And so yeah, I'm like 10 and a half years in now, a little bit over. But like I cut it every so often because I wanted to get too long. So it's long now, but I keep it manageable. Try. Yeah.
We don't want to keep you, Neal. We don't want to keep you out of this because the hair conversation. Because you do something where we talked
we're still in
don't
talks.
know when.
Yeah, we're still in talks about that.
But the Northern Guard and everybody, they know what you do with DCFC and those. So the frosted tips might be coming back.
Might be coming back. We're working
tips?
the Frosted Tips Challenge. Yeah, we raised some money for charity, and I'm sure I'll slide through Lady Jane's here.
Yeah.
Get the tips frosted for one of the broadcasts.
Yeah, and just for people to know, because a lot of people don't know this. So my hair, they're not. Well, they look like dreads, but they're locks. It's just
What's the difference, Joique? Break it down.
All right, so
somebody who's been corporate their whole life. You tell me.
All right, so locks this is just a fashion statement for me. It's nothing religious, nothing like that. And dreadlocks is like that's like religious for another culture, and so they call it dreadlocks. Okay. So dreadlocks is short for dreadful locks. And my locks aren't dreadful. It's just locks.
They're more luxurious.
It's just.
I want dreadful locks.
And like so, Rastas call their hair dreadlocks, and so it's like a part of religion.
Right, man, you learned something here, man.
And so my hair is just locks, just for a fashion statement. They look just alike, but they have different meaning.
Well, Big D Energy is informative, not just entertaining.
Yeah, so it's always learn something new every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of entertaining, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens will be in the house this weekend.
It's going to be a long Sunday, D-Mac. D-Mac is going to be a long Sunday.
And I do want to get into it for a few minutes because, Joique, I have a couple of 30,000-foot questions that I think you'll be able to answer in that we saw the Lions struggle certainly on the edge, the defense on the edge. And you tell me, because the linebackers certainly are wearing it a lot in the media this week because of all that open space on the edge. And this has been a growing theme. The 49ers did this in the game too. The Packers did it. Explain it to me, Joique.
And they're going to continue to do it. It's going to happen week
Why?
after week.
Why? What can be done about it?
Nothing.
All right.
What are we going to do? Get some more talent in there. There's nothing
so
to do.
So it's just talent.
I'm going to tell you, this is what's going to happen week in, week out. Like, the players are just going to have to step up, and they're going to have to play above what they're used to playing above, what we're used to seeing. Like, it's nothing that they can do. There's nothing game plan. We're going to put more guys on the – like, there's nothing we can do. And that's when I tell you – when we sit down and we talk about coaches going in the meeting room, and they're 16 to 18 hours a day putting in hours. Like, coaches are setting up cot beds in their office.
They're living there.
Right, they're living there, right? They basically moving in, You have these guys in there, and they're watching film, and what are they looking for? They're looking for the weakness of your defense. They're looking for weakness for your offense. So if they see other teams are running this on you week after week, if it worked for them, it works for us. We're going to do the same thing until you stop it.
And my fear is just with how dynamic Lamar Jackson is. And D-Mac, when you get that dude that will excel greatly, excel as good as anybody in the league at the thing you're the weakest at. That's not a good formula, man.
Well, let's not even talk about how he's progressed in his passing. Let's talk about what did Detroit do or not do, that outside run. And Lamar Jackson can kick it outside better than any quarterback with speed. So
better than most running backs.
That's what I'm saying. So it's going to be a good test. I mean, why not throw a guy like Derek Barnes out there into the fire to see what he's up against?
Which he did say, Dan Campbell did say, I forget which media outlet I was listening to, but Dan Campbell did say he will get out. I think it was on the Lions weekly press conference. He did say he will get some snaps this week.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what you want. Let's see what we got. I don't expect. Listen, guys. Our studio sponsor, MyBookie.ag. Right now, it's the Lions are +7 if you want to go there and bet that 7.5 actually right now. If I was a betting guy, I'm probably not taking that line right now from what I see, but who knows? But anyways, MyBookie, forget about that. Before Sunday's game, this Saturday, there will be blood. Head to MyBookie.ag and get it on the UFC First Blood promotion. When any fighter on the main card bleeds, you win. Second you see blood, you get paid. Art, I got a question because you got a Art of Combat watch party here. If I make you bleed at the watch party, do people get paid? Always. No, probably not. But Nick Diaz is
in entertainment.
Yeah, his last 4 fights. Robbie Lawler's a leaky faucet. So nobody ended his 5-round match. Blood will be spilled. Head to MyBookie now and use the promo code Woodward. Yes, Woodward, to not only get the double deposit bonus I've been telling you about all throughout past month. That's promo code Woodward. Double your money, and you can lay money on who's gonna bleed first. I think Nick Diaz actually will probably bleed first. That's not all. If you want to deposit now, you get free entry into MyBookie's $50,000 NFL Survivor Pool. Double deposit bonus, free money on UFC, free shot at $50K. What else do you want? What a winning season. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Gambling problem, call Michigan Problem Gambling Helpline, 888-223-3041. I'm Darren McCarty. He's Joique Bell. He's Neal Ruhl. We are Big D energy. I got no ears, and we're going to get through it. Woodward Sports Network.
Would you like to win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time?
Then watch as we turn this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
Watch the Call Sam Chopper Shop on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Welcome back at a Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network. Joique Bell, Darren McCarty, Neal Ruhl, happy to have you with us wherever you're consuming the show. Certainly available on radio now, 93.5 The Roar, Detroit's all-new sports station on the FM dial, 99.1 FM, 94.7 WCSX, HD2. Also interacting with you guys on the YouTube channel. And Joey Two Times says, Joique does have dope hair. The side fade sets it off. So Joique's getting credit in the streets right now.
Little side fade.
Yeah. Detroit Dabber says, you going to rock a puka shell necklace too, Neal? I mean, I will. I'll play the part. I mean, I'm just saying I will.
You need to pull a Ryan Fitzgerald. Come here with the chains on, with the shades on, and have your vest unzipped down to show the chest, You know what I'm talking? We need to get that clip. Find that clip. When he had all the chains on, he had on the shades, he had the watch, and he was doing this press conference. He actually looked kind of dope at it too. Yeah. He looked kind of dope.
I'll look that up for you one time, man.
Yeah, and then what we'll do is No Shave November. We'll all grow our beards out for No Shave November.
Well, I'll look the same. I grow facial hair like an 11-year-old. It's rough. Yeah, it's rough in these streets.
You gotta go water your beard.
I gotta get some fertilizer or something.
There's only one thing that's gonna help your beard grow out.
Right. Chuck Brewer, we're talking about the Lions discussion and Lamar Jackson with what he'll be able to get done against the defense. Chuck Brewer says you can't teach speed. And Motor City Thanos says Lions linebackers are slower than Matty P trying to get off his four-wheeler. And, Mike G says rule breaker frosted tips aren't even going to help that Lions defense.
Yeah, but it's for charity, guys. It's not for the Lions defense. That's not the
Neal Ruhl said it again.
All right. Motor City Thanos says Lions linebackers are slower than Matty P trying to get off his four-wheeler.
Motor City Thanos. This is a perfect name. It's befitting. Very befitting.
Well, hey, man.
All right, I'll take it.
Chuck says, I'll take the Lions if you give me 30. Mike says, hey, you guys can blame the golf game. Blame it on the rain. Milli Vanilli.
Blame it on the rain.
You had to like Milli Vanilli back in the day.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that was your era. That was back in the
late
1900s.
That was funny. I am going to use that one for my kids. But Joique, I mean, again, and I know we'll get into this as the week goes on, but this Ravens matchup, you have to find a way to. And look, that's the secret sauce with Lamar Jackson, right? Keep him contained, make him throw the football. Easier said than done. But Joique, what do you do with this matchup in particular? This just to me on paper from afar looks like the wrong matchup at the very wrong time for the Detroit Lions. You're right.
At what point in time out the year will this matchup be a good time?
No, I know that. But just being 0-2, the nature of how the games have played out, it's just if you had your first win, maybe you were 2-7, you just be like, okay, whatever, it's just another week and Lamar's coming into town. But until you get that first win, though, Joique, like the pressure keeps mounting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? I wish we had the clip of when we went through each week. Week 1, week 2, week 3.
The schedule, the schedule game.
And then I did it. We had it up here, and I went through all the games the Lions were going to win. Now, I had them winning before I went through the schedule, just off the top, a max, best case scenario, 6 game. That's best case scenario.
Right. That's getting every break,
and I had them winning 4.
Yep.
I had them winning 4.
I think 4 is...
Yeah, I think 4 is okay. 4 is cool.
I think it's about what we talked about all along. It's about what have you seen? It's the eyeball test. It's not about the wins and losses. It's about, is there progress? Do we see, like what we've seen with Penei Sewell playing the left tackle first 2 games is wow. You know, that's the conversation of when Decker comes back, what are they going to do? Because he's making it almost impossible to move him back. Right? So, in my opinion anyways, but I'm not the coach. So that's, you know, the little things that we're going to see. You're going to look at who's going to establish themselves out of the wide receiver position. Is it St. Brown? Is it Cephas? You know, we're looking for more.
Yeah, we need more.
Yeah, we need more.
Yeah,
we
we
need
need
other
more.
people to step up. You know, obviously, you have to be happy with the way Hawkinson's come out. I mean, he just catches everything. Obviously, the touchdown pass and just what he's doing. So, and then you mentioned DeAndre Swift at the beginning of the show, but being in the same conversation of Barry Sanders and Billy Sims. Well, there's something there. I don't care what it is, who you've played, but to be in that rarefied air is something. So
what was that number? What was that number they said?
Yeah, so DeAndre Swift joined Billy Sims and Barry Sanders are the only Lions running backs to gain 1,000 scrimmage yards and have 10 touchdowns in their first 15 career games. And that is something that I did want to discuss because I think we're seeing this with Penei Sewell as well. DeAndre Swift is very quickly becoming a known entity, just in terms of we don't have to sit here and wonder, is DeAndre Swift good? No, you see it. Penei Sewell, you see it. You saw it from the minute they stepped on the field. And I'm not even talking about him flying through the air as we're showing it on our YouTube channel right now where he just levitated over the defender. I just mean from the standpoint of you know what you have with DeAndre Swift. Mm-hmm. As Max said, you know what you have with TJ Hawkinson. I think we're very quickly knowing what we have with Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
There are pieces getting put in place. You don't have to wonder about DeAndre Swift, Joy.
The things is,
other than health.
We're going to need for these guys that we know that can play. We need these guys to stay healthy and continue to excel at their craft. Penei Sewell's doing a great job right now, but he still has a long way to go. You have Hawkinson doing what we expected him to do. We had DeAndre Swift doing what we expected him to do. Even Jamal Williams, they're doing what we expected them to do. They need to continue to do that over and over and over while we continue to put in these pieces. And they have to remain healthy throughout the year. They have to. And not just this year, but next year, the year after. If we want to build this team, we're going to need our star players, the guys that we know that's doing a good job now, the leaders of this franchise. Within the next 2 to 3 years, these guys are going to be the leaders of this team, of this organization, and we need to fill these pieces. We got to get every pick right. We can't afford to get picks wrong. We need the young guys that we drafted this year in 2 to 3 years to step up and become the next, the guy that we didn't draft or the guy that we got in the 7th round. We need these guys to turn into the next Joique Bell, a guy that no one really thought about and just came out the woodwork and started to play well and be a playmaker on the team. That's what we need. And if we can continue to do that and build off of that going into the future, we'll be okay. We'll be all right, but we still got a ways to go, Neal.
Chuck says that run looks good, but it scares the blank out of me.
I would say
with
that run right there, I don't mind him doing that, but that form in which he does it, and trust me, when it comes to hurdles, that's what I do.
Holla at your boy.
Talk to me. You don't want to jump with both feet underneath you because only thing they have to do is just nick one of your feet and you're going to fly forward. But if you have one, just like if you run the hurdles, if you have that right leg forward, you just kind of snap that trail leg over, you'll be fine. It worked right here. So you're not going to say too much, but it's going to be that one time where,
if they clip you, you're landing sideways.
Yeah, you landing sideways or you flipping over in the air. And there's been time, even when I hurdle a Packers player with my right leg, they clipped me, but I didn't flip over. I just kind of rolled over to my side. And it happens. It happens. So just protect yourself all times.
Doug Fungus says, you will have Swift right up until his rookie contract ends. But you can't operate like that. I mean, but that also rolls into when your people are in place for the front office. And we'll see this with TJ Hawkinson soon, D-Mac, in that it will be decision time depending on what the market is. But you want those problems. You need those problems.
Aren't those the second contract problems that we're talking about?
That the Lions have never had to deal with before.
Right. And here's the one thing, and I'm the same. I'm in the same situation where, DeAndre Swift, you're looking to see, can he be durable? So you're sort of waiting to see because of the injuries. To that point about 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns in 15 games, that's pretty impressive because he has been hurt throughout that stuff. So I don't know. It's something that's eager that we will wait and we will see. But if these guys come and perform and they know they got the Sewells, the Hawkinsons moving into the next contract, well, now we can concentrate on the defense and maybe get some linebackers in here. So somebody's going to run. We need to run. You brought that up the other day on Monday or Tuesday, and the fact that God did get gashed on the outside. So that's something that speed needs to be a key, but it always has been.
Yeah, and I would imagine with all this draft capital that's coming up, Joique, we'll see a heavy investment on the defensive side of the football. Just in terms, again, we said it yesterday. I talked about it yesterday. They haven't had linebackers since your 14 team.
Let me see.
If it's taking you this long, Joique, then the answer is no. They haven't had linebackers since 14.
I'm saying because we had the same backers in 15.
Well, you know what I mean. Don't get all technical on me,
I'm not being
Joique,
technical.
all right?
We still had the same backers in 15. We still had I think we still had Tier Whitehead. I think we still had Stephen Tulloch, DeAndre Levy. So we still had a strong linebacker core. But what made it look, and the reason you say 2014 because that defense was historically great.
Yep.
But what did we lose that I tell you every team needs if they want to be successful? We lost our trenches. We lost it.
Yeah.
We lost it. And so when we lost them, it made our linebackers look less effective. But they were still the same linebackers, still playing at a high level. But when you don't have that talent up front, it can change the dynamic of the game.
Well, everybody has to go 2 seconds longer, right? Like the linebacker or the cornerback.
Yeah, I mean, and it's
got to
hard.
cover 2 seconds longer.
It's already hard enough to hold a receiver, a tight end in this league. Right? It's already hard to do it for 3 seconds. When you're not getting pressure on the quarterback, and especially when you're playing with a quarterback that can keep the play going, he's mobile. You have to worry about him running now on top of passing. Say, like this week against Lamar Jackson. Hey, and he's older, but he still get around in an Aaron Rodgers. When you're playing against guys like that who can move around and keep the play alive, and you have to hold on to your receiver for another 2 seconds on top of the 3, it's difficult already. All right, it's difficult. I don't care who you are in this league. Our receivers can get open in 5 seconds.
Right. Any receiver that's in the NFL, that's in the National Football League.
You can't get over in 5 seconds. You
go to the
practice
league.
squad, or and we need to reevaluate the GM for whatever team that is.
Right.
But right now, anybody can get open in 5 seconds. I can get open in 5 seconds. I haven't touched a football field in 5 years. Come on now.
Motor City Thanos says if Swift stays healthy, I think he could get close to 2,000 scrimmage yards for the season for the Lions. And he looks like he's that kind of weapon, no doubt. And I lauded the pick. I love the pick when they made it. And it looks like they have something in him. And any time that you're mentioned with Billy Sims and Barry Sanders, you're running hot, Joique.
Probably not now. And I'm not saying because he doesn't have the ability to get that. But what I'm saying is he's one of our biggest threats on offense. And so if teams are studying DeAndre Swift, in their meeting room, he'll be the blue player.
Yeah, or he's cold.
He'll be the blue player, and they'll build their defense around stopping him, keeping him contained.
They'll try to cool him off.
Right.
They're gonna put a blue jersey on him, blue check mark or whatever you said yesterday.
Yeah, they put
blue marker.
Right. So when you're practicing throughout the week, you have a guy with his jersey on. It might the color of the jersey might be red. That's letting the defense know, key in on this guy.
Yeah.
Keying on him.
Don't let him get hot.
Don't let him get hot. Speaking of hot, have I told you about Northwestern Tech? Start a career in the industry that is always essential, the cooling and heating industry. To learn more today, go to northwesterntech.edu. Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty. And this is Big D Energy. Big D!
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, 4-time Stanley Cup champion, D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house, fishing the bull. Flint's child, Art, is in the production booth as well. He's a product of Flint, man. Tried and true.
Flint's child,
Arturo. He claims Flint, too.
No, I have never once claimed
Miller
Flint.
Road, stand up.
No. I'm more of a Dayton, kind of guy, like date Nav. But
Turn your headphones
no,
on, bro.
I've never. My headphones are on. Can you not hear
No,
me?
I got you.
Okay,
I got you, Art.
I'm gonna throw my headphones in a second, Fish.
No,
I got you, Art. Aaron,
I'm just joking. Relax.
Aaron Butler
the
here
way
in our
that you
YouTube
are?
chat thread says,
Why is your nose
Well,
way
the
it
sound is on, so.
I never met a guy with a nose so pointy.
What are you talking about? I broke my. No, stop it, T-Mac. Your nose is your nose is
I
more
got
crooked
it.
than
Mine's
mine.
been broke 7 times,
know.
His
bro.
been broke 7 times.
I
Stop.
find
Mine's only been
righties.
broke
Look,
once.
oh, look
it
at
comes
that.
in from the-
It looks like a hockey stick.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
never noticed that before.
I fight righties.
You fight right.
I'm a lefty. I'm opened up. So the
Are you a
hook-
lefty?
I'm a lefty.
It
so
look- it
the
looks like-
nose gets
yeah.
hammered this way.
Look at that. It looks like the blade on a Eiserman model Easton
Just saying.
Synergy stick.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah,
Just saying. I got an excuse.
Question. Wait, D-Mac, do you ever miss it? Like, do you ever, question, you ever walk around the house and you just randomly just start throwing punches, just thinking and, just visualizing when you was in the fights when you played? Do you ever walk around the house and do
No,
that?
I got to get the crazy out. That's why I'm getting in the ring there next Friday and bash some friggin' light tubes over Brandon Kirk's head and stuff. It's going to be fun. But you know what makes me mad, Joique?
What?
Is when I'm watching a game and something goes on that, like, somebody takes advantage of somebody else or somebody takes a cheap shot at one of our guys. That's when I get fired up. You know what I mean?
Because you would handle things a
I
little
want to come
differently.
off the bench. I always tell Coach Blashill, one shift. I got one shift left. I hate to see who it's against, right? You know? I mean, I'm going out with a bang, but no, it's the frustrating when you play that role. It's probably the same thing with you is when you want to run that ball. There's 4th and 1, and you're like, come on, man. This is where you get it.
I'm gonna tell you what it is for me. It's not even that. It's when I'm watching the game. It's when I'm watching the game, and I see a defense crowd one of my teammates, right? One of my teammates, and I see none of my teammates running over there to grab our teammate off the ground from that right there, like.
You don't got no time for that.
That makes me want to fight my teammates too. I mean, I dig into them, but like if you watch film, like I'm always running to grab my guy from the pile.
Run into the ball.
Run to the ball.
Listen, you know how many
because you don't know what's
times-
going on underneath the pile. It's like a lot. I mean, and that's if you see guys wearing those face shields, they're cool looking. But, running backs we wear them because, you get at the bottom of the pile, like people are sticking their hands inside your face mask.
That's real, Joique. Break it down. What's the nastiest thing that ever happened to you at the bottom of a pile? You don't need to mention the names. Just talk about the anatomy.
So they read the injury sheet on you. And so if you have, say, bruised ribs, they give me some shots in the rib at the bottom of the pile.
Fall on you.
Banged up ankle. They twisting your ankle at the bottom of the pile.
Damn.
They it's a lot of dirty stuff they do at the bottom of that pile that people don't. And that's why you got to run over there and get them up quick. You don't wait.
Yeah.
You don't wait. And then on top of that, if a fumble something happens, you're right there for that too. And so you have to make sure you're always running to the ball. You're always protecting your teammates. It's crucial to me. That's my biggest pet peeve is to see a guy 10 yards away from his teammate getting tackled, and he's walking back to the huddle before his teammate's off the ground. That's the biggest pet peeve of mine. That's selfish. In my eyes, that's selfish.
Here's the difference in hockey, right? For me, there was usually just these two guys named Draper and Maltby that would be in the middle of it, so you'd have to get in there real quick because the other team would be going, how do you – these guys are a bunch of a-holes and stuff like this and whatever and sticks and punches and, guys, but you come in and go, yeah, I know they are, but they're mine. They're my a-holes, so now I got to take care of it. So to Joique's point is that power in numbers, and you get in there and you never like you see, especially old school hockey, if there's one in, everybody's in, not even if it's your Nick Lidstrom or whatever else. Now you want those guys pairing off, their stars pair off with your stars, so it's...
And they just observe.
Just observe. That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You're supposed to stand over there and not wrestle around, sort of stand next to each other and let the boys do the boys' things. So, and that's how you keep the balance in the game, right? And it's all about the balance. So your stars can be stars, and then when our stars, who are better than the other stars, could be stars, then we win.
It's pretty simple math, isn't
And
it,
so
D-Mac?
you get a crooked nose, you bleed a little bit. Remember this, kids, it's 2021. Score goals, get points, you want to make the money. It's over the old, I used to tell the adage, you want to be a tough guy, you get the girls. It's not anymore. They've eliminated the tough guy. Get the money, guys.
Get the money. Score them goals. Score them goals. No, but I did want to get into this, but we've been talking a lot of football. And, by the way, on our YouTube chat thread, Aaron Butler says, hey, I'm a Ravens fan watching in Baltimore. We're starting to get guys back this week that actually weren't put on short-term IR. The Raiders and Chiefs got blessed in playing us when they did. The Ravens are coming. So, the Ravens are dealing with some injury issues, too, that I guess they are going to get right. And, yeah, man, it's just the weakness for the Lions. I think it, even if I see it, I know that qualified football people see it with just all that space on the edge. And then, Joique, they're running those pick routes that aren't pick routes, but they are pick routes to the corner into that space.
No, they're pick routes. But you disguise it as a play just to, and that's how
accidentally on purpose.
That's how much room of error you have in this league. That all you need is a step. And so if a receiver is running a pick route, which technically isn't a pick route, but it is a pick route, we just don't call it that. He might just run a stop route, and the slot receiver run really close to him to make the DB have to go around it or underneath. And if that happens, he lost a step, and it's over. All right, and that's all it needs.
Especially when you parlay an Aaron Rodgers that can put it into a square.
Oh God! I mean, look at the pass through the middle that he threw to his tight end.
I still don't understand. I still don't understand how he even saw that pass was available.
He knew that pass was open because they were too high. Middle of the field was open, and our backer had his back turned. So he know he can sneak it past him because he's not looking for the ball. And they're playing. And the linebacker did what he was supposed to do. He played the receiver eyes. Don't look back for the ball. And he put it right in the basket.
It was unbelievable.
He put it right in the basket. I mean. He can't play no better defense. I can't even say anything about our linebackers on that play.
He throws the ball in the basket.
What do? You can't even like knock our linebacker for that one. You can't knock him. Like, it was perfect defense. It's just, perfect defense can't beat a perfect throw.
Mike says on our YouTube chat thread, if you end up at the bottom of that pile, you might come out with a 10-7 limo tattoo. That's the kind of stuff that'll go on at the bottom of the pile, Art.
I don't want to talk about it. I just.
Art, what's the name of your tattoo artist that's putting that on you? What's his name?
Well, I don't want to announce the name yet because there's two people. So I'm seeing who can. D-Mac and I had talked. We had plans of having them actually come in and do it during the show. So I'm seeing which of the two can do it.
So are you putting it on your neck? Like, where are you putting it?
He's also not going to need the tattoo because 0-2, 12%. So they're going to go to the playoffs 10-7.
On. Fish, seriously, I need that. Whatever strain you're on right now, into the Darren McCarty brand, right there.
You know what it is though? Fish is just stirring the pots because he doesn't even believe what he says. Because if you believe what he says,
I don't think Fish knows how not to say what he believes.
No, and let me say this again, Fish. I'm getting the tattoo on my leg probably in October, beginning of November, somewhere in there. It's done. It's over, buddy. We got to move on. Hey, you know what, Fish? The beauty is that he gets it early, so he gets it smaller. But they do go 10-7, then he can get it removed, and we're going to watch him do double pain. I love it. Watch them actually go 10-7 after I get the tattoo.
I'm cheering for
that's
him
the
to go
most hard
10-7
thing ever.
after you get it.
Now, Art, I would support you in not getting it until the 8th loss. I would support that.
Thank you, Neal. At least someone cares.
Fish,
Neal, you understand that
it's over.
Here's the caveat: the sooner he gets it, the smaller it can be. The later it goes.
Oh, so you're actually giving him a cash out option.
You're adding on to it as we go.
No, I'm not. I'm giving you the I said that I will allow you on your leg to pick your spot and to make it smaller than usual if you get it before they lose that 8th game.
Listen, I'll have it done by the end of October. Okay, it's going on my leg, so when I'm using the bathroom, I could always see it.
Well, no one believes you have legs anyways, are you?
So I know. I'm just no
one will ever get to see it.
So you're going to tattoo on your thigh?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's where it's going. It's going to go like right here, right above my knee. So.
Kneecaps.
Kneecaps.
Duh! That's why I'm getting it on my knee, above my knee. We're not biting off kneecaps. That's why it's above the knee. Come on, keep up, people.
You should get it below the knee.
No, because
we're right below.
I know, but Joique, if you're biting a kneecap, you go from the foot up. We're above the knee because you can't even get our kneecaps because we're not busting any.
We will.
I'm the idiot in your team. Deal with D-Mac. Let me
have to make
handle
this a whole segment. That's why you can't get it above the knee because we didn't bite off any kneecaps. How can you pass the kneecap if you didn't bite it off?
Do you think Dan Campbell will at least give me like a thumbs up? Like, hey man, that's
cool.
Like
you're an idiot. That's
well, yeah, that is true. They're not wrong.
Well, the way I'm breaking it down, and you guys, look, we talked earlier in the week about that gentleman through BetMGM that had the $790,000 parlay that was riding on the Lions on the money line. Well, as it turns out, BetMGM offered him a proposal, a buyout
I would
that he
have thought
took.
going into halftime, we were talking about this, is when the Lions are up 7, if he hadn't taken it before what would the buyout be before the game? Probably $75,000 on 750 with the. But no, here's the thing: did they offer that to him and he played it out, or did they offer him that buyout before halftime, or like, what did the story say? Because he didn't, or did he play it all out, lost the bet, and then they gave him...
No. So here's how it broke down. So BetMGM reached out, and apparently this was on, and you guys heard the story. We talked about it. Guy had a 16-team parlay on BetMGM. He used a $25 free bet on a 16-team parlay. It had a $726,000 payout.
What?
$726,000 payout.
So all 16
he bet 16.
And he had the Lions on the money line to win straight up for his 17th game.
So, Joique, think about that. If you had to pick 16 games and get them all right, if you miss any of them, you lose the bet. Mm-hmm. So, needless to say, you're 99.99999% of those bets are going to lose. That's just the way it goes. But this guy defied the odds. So he has the Lions on the money line, which means he has a Lions straight up to win. And that's all that stands between him and $726,000. So BetMGM reached out to him, and it was a free bet. So they don't have a quote-unquote cash-out offer. But BetMGM reached out to him, said, hey, we'll give you $133,000 if you want to cash out now. And so the gentleman took the $133,000 cash-out option.
It's the Lions. Man. That's the smartest decision he's ever made.
But BetMGM didn't have to do that.
No.
Because it was a free bet. Game they're playing?
The
deal or no
game.
Deal. No, deal or no deal.
No, you know what game they're playing?
No.
They're playing the publicity deal because we're talking about how great they are.
No. Have you ever seen that Deal or No Deal?
Yeah, you get the briefcase.
So the $133,000 on their BetMGM how much this goes so much longer because that's just a drop in the bucket.
Can you imagine if the Lions win this game?
Shout out! This guy's MGM Partners is who I did the golf event invitational. Gretzky was in town, so. First class operation, they do it the right way. Does not surprise me that MGM stepped out in this way to offer him that, and he still had to accept it.
Yeah, so he did take it, and as it played out, hey, pretty good investment of a $25 free bet. Didn't even cost the guy anything, but yeah, I see BetMGM working there. That was an impressive play for them.
You know what it is, though?
It's a little different than my free bet.
I bet you he's going to be watching this game
San Jose State.
Hard.
Get right.
I know, that hurts. That hurts me. I'll bounce back.
It was a free bet. You will bounce back.
I'll bounce back. I'll bounce back. I will. I'll get it handled.
If you're this guy, will you be watching this game?
No, I cash out.
It's already done, Joique.
No, I know it's already done. But you don't think he's going to watch this game to see?
The game's already over. No, it was against Green Bay.
Is anybody's mentality though? Like, I'm not worrying about this. Like, you cannot worry about the $726,000 that you made. No, you took a $25 free bet and made it $133,000. That's what you have to say. Is like, you just won a tournament online with
for free
10,000 players
for free.
So
absolutely
good for him to be smart. Because, some people might not. But again, and if you let it ride, that's your choice. Because you made that bet. Congratulations, sir.
You know what? He could buy a lot of machetes with all of that money.
You know what?
If he did, Darren, if he wants to spend $133,000 on machetes, where should he go?
CoastPortland.com. And he should use WSN20 because even though he's got $133,000, 20% off at Coast Portland is what offered since 1919. We got machetes, we got knives, we got lamps, we got headlamps, we got everything you need for your do-it-yourselfers, your first responders, and everything. In fact, Coast Portland is so great that they allow me, Darren McCarty, to give away $100 gift certificates every Friday. So it'll only cost, he could, actually, if we have the guy's name, he could hashtag like anybody else can, Howie Coast. And he could get a free $100 gift certificate because you know what? Winners are winners. Anyways, if you want to get it on it any way, Woodward Sports Network, hashtag How We Coastin' on Friday, I will be giving away a $100 gift certificate. Look at the people in the chats. I see it all the time. Tammy, how's that Petoskey Stone? Anyways, we're Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Fellas, football season is here. It's time to make your grooming experience easy like Sunday morning. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, relax, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Get to Lady Jane's, open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
You know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 five-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house here. We're off and running on a Wednesday, getting you towards that lunch time hour. And folks, remember, the Lions are back in town at Ford Field this weekend, which means Woodward Sports will be back in action downtown this weekend as well with our pre- and post-game broadcast. Pregame will be at the Tin Roof from 11 to 1 with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Armani, Maz, and Jade from WRIF. You can join Woodward Sports, DraftKings, Jose Cuervo, and The Riff. WRIF 101.1 for the Lions pregame show. You can win great Woodward Sports prizes. You can upgrade to front row tickets and more. And then don't forget about the post game as well. The Brass Rail downtown. Woodward Sports and Jim Beam will be out there starting live at the 2-minute warning of every Lions game. Stick and Anson will be in the house to cover all the highlights, all the fan reaction as well. Join in on the after party from the VIP area for Woodward Sports fans. There's pizza and more. The official postgame for Detroit football is at the Brass Rail, one of my favorite spots in downtown Detroit. Make sure you're following Woodward Sports on social media. This Sunday, September 26th, I talk about the pregame show live from the Tin Roof. We'll be giving away a signed Calvin Johnson framed Megatron picture. This is really some great work, and we'll get the picture up there, coming up as the week goes on to show you exactly what it looks like. But this is a huge Calvin autograph picture. A big thanks to John Yu at the Pro Sports Zone inside Laurel Park Mall in Livonia.
That's a nice. I went in the back and looked at that. That thing is massive.
Yeah, I don't know if we can see that right there.
It's massive.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. He's diving across the end zone. We'll get a graphic up there.
I think I remember that touchdown too. It was crazy. Yeah. I think it was like a play that Stafford had extended and had to throw across his body, and I don't know how Calvin was able to run back across the field and catch that. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, a lot of
legendary.
a lot of Calvin's touchdowns were legendary, man. Yeah. There's no question.
I can't remember all of them. But I do remember.
There's a couple that you do remember more than most. We'll say it like that. Yeah. But I want to touch on this story. We've been talking a lot of football. Obviously, it's that time of year. But everybody loves the NFL. Monday Night Football, just under 14 million viewers. And on ESPN2, I don't know if you guys caught it at all, the Eli Manning, the Peyton Manning on ESPN2 also, they doubled their audience. There was almost 2 million people watching the Manning brothers broadcast. So, I mean, just huge numbers. CBS had the most watched September doubleheader since 2014. Fox had the most watched Week 2 game since 2016. NBC, that Ravens-Chiefs game that was such a classic, they had the most viewers since 2018. Joique, I mean, you played this game. It's on and popping like it hasn't been in a long time.
It is. And then to kind of revert back to what you were talking about earlier, with the Peyton Manning and the Eli Manning broadcast, it's hilarious. I love it. I think they had Gronk on.
I liked it too.
Gronk is hilarious, man. And I think this is perfect. This is right up Peyton Manning's alley. He can get out there. He can kind of show his sense of humor, because his sense of humor is based around football, and so he's able to go out there and kind of bring that wittiness to kind of to the sport and kind of make it fun for people to watch. So I like it a lot. Yeah.
Did you catch it at all, D-Mac?
No, I
flipped it on for a few minutes.
But I'm a big fan. So I always love Peyton's commercials. I loved them on Saturday Night Live, and it's a different perspective. And when they're bringing in the guys like Gronk being Gronk, he's awesome.
Oh my God!
You gotta I love anybody who's themselves. Right? There's authentic, 100%.
What was amazing to me, Joique, was the Aaron Jones touchdown pass where he came out of the backfield, and I think it was on third down. I can't remember.
The pick route?
Yeah.
Well,
it
was a pick.
Was it a pick route?
What are you talking when he came across?
No, I'm talking about the other one he caught where it was out to the right side. But anyway, the play started, and as soon as the play started, Peyton Manning goes, he's got him. He's got Jones. Mm-hmm. And the play hasn't even started yet.
Love it.
But he knew.
He knew because he can see the movement with the backers.
Yeah.
He can see that. I mean, he's...
Like it's like Tony Romo. Tony Romo, when he used to call the play. I love that because I'm not a football fan. He'd say, okay, watch this. Or when any of the color analysts say, okay,
well, if you know the
terminology,
if you know the terminology, you'll know what play's running. But I'm talking about the analyzation of the play, Joique, where he saw 2 steps. He saw every player in the field take 2 steps, and he knew it was a wrap.
Well, it's like the formation, right? When somebody sees a formation and goes, okay, be careful, the one-on-one, the outside, or whatever that they're looking for. And it's cool because there's a quarterback where he just knows, it's sort of like watching a hockey game, or if you're watching it live and you see a power play and you see the Stamkos or the open for the one-timer, and hopefully this year it's like the Zadina or whatever, and you know if the puck gets over there, it's in the net before it even gets there. Back in the day, Brett Hall or whatever, like Brendan Shanahan, stuff like that. You just got to get it to Ovechkin these days. So it's one of these things that you've seen it before and play out, and that's just what Peyton, and I like that.
Yeah, I do too. But Joique, it's been eye-opening for me, and just sitting there watching with my buddies, doing the show with you, and you giving that insight has made me watch it a lot differently. And then that kind of took that even to another level where he saw the linebackers take 2 steps, and it was a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's body position. How are their shoulders? Are their shoulders square? Because if their shoulders are square, in order for them to go this way, they have to first turn their shoulders, right? And when you have to do that, that's wasted motion. And so they can see that as well, and they can see your position. If you're, if I'm, we're vertical and we're right on top of each other, and my shoulders are to the sideline and yours is still vertical up the field, you're beat. You're beat already. And so he probably saw that on that particular play. He has him. And he did. He had him right there at that bottom pylon. He was able to get there. And when you have a fast running back on our linebackers, more than likely they're going to win.
Yeah, Stick is taking some heat on the YouTube chat thread. Justin Spiro says, I was excited for the post-game show on Monday night. Then I heard Sam say Lions would win 8 games still. I fell backward in my chair and have multiple microfractures in my back. I'm badly injured.
Who's taking it?
Stick said that, I guess, in the post-game show. So Spiro was giving him a hard time. But hey, Stick's a positive guy, man.
You know what? The funny thing is, I think we're going to get to it eventually, is when Peyton and Gronk was going at it. They was going back and forth during the interview. That was hilarious to me. I enjoyed it. I don't know if you guys enjoyed it, but when they talked about the record that he had with the touchdown passes with him and Harris, and compared to Tom Brady and Gronk, and they were complaining about who played the longest, who played in the most amount of games. And he said, I'm doing this as an old washed-up tight end. You had one of the most prolific wide receivers in the game ever play. And so it's not even. And Gronk he's trying to downplay how good he really is. Now, regardless if he watches film or any of that, which he doesn't, which he doesn't.
He self-admitted. He admitted that himself.
He admitted it himself. Is crazy to me, right? But when you're at that, I don't know. That's the person that I would say can flip a switch. You don't watch no film. He said, you know what? He said he goes to Tom Brady and said, hey, Brady, what covers are they running this week? Who do I have to look out for? Oh, okay. Let's get it. All right, that's all I need to know. But that's not being professional at all. I don't condone that at all. But that's.
But Joique, you said there's some dudes out there though that's
some guys, but everybody doesn't have that.
Yeah. Where's the why? The why is because you got the GOAT, who's your guy that you go everywhere with them, and it works out. It's the same thing.
It works out.
Listen, I was the same sort of thing as far as drapes. It's like whatever else. I pay attention, but
he said I watched film when the team was watching, But aside from that, I'm not going home and watching film. I'm gonna go talk to Tom.
That's it. It's the same way. It's the same way. Like it's that's more to a lot of guys. But you look at who's the tandem. Gronk can do it. He's got the GOAT, the guy who watches more video than anybody. So it works out in that way.
And he probably put in the work, probably on the field and in a weight room and keeping his body up.
Well, did you hear Tom Brady tell him that when Gronk was going to come back or he wanted to do something and he wasn't feeling good, so he says, Tom, we got to go out and throw some balls, and it's like April and it's like raining out, and they go out and Gronk doesn't drop a ball in like 40 minutes, and he comes back and goes, all right, I'm ready, I'm perfect, I'm ready, buffed out and go. Like, that's it. He didn't, and to hear Tom Brady understand the psychology of his friend, right? Where he's a different beast. He's programmed differently, but you know how to motivate him, and that's why Tom Brady's the GOAT also, how to motivate other people. And we've seen it, the Belichick-Brady conversation's over because Tom just went to Tampa and now he's going to try to do it again.
Ride or Die Detroit says Peyton did say some good things about the future of the Lions, and yeah,
he even said he liked Dan Campbell. He liked the way this man coaches his team. I respect that. And then he sees what we see. He sees what I see. It's a great coaching staff, and they're changing the culture of the Lions organization.
And they got draft capital. They got draft capital.
We have draft capital. We have draft capital, and we're going to continue. You know what? I just like that we have someone in who expertise is evaluating college talent and getting the best players to whatever team he's on. I mean, he had his hand in, getting Aaron Donald to the LA Rams. And now he had his hand in getting Penei Sewell here. Now let's watch and see how good this kid really is. And I want him to stay healthy. This is the type of player, just stay healthy, get on the field, and you're going to make plays. Just be healthy enough to get on the field. And this is the type of player Calvin was. This is the type of player that Sue was. And I think this will be the type of player that Penei Sewell will be as well. So I'm excited for the kid. Let's move forward. Let's build a team around him. Right now, as a rookie, he's a valuable part on one of the best O-lines in the NFL.
I want to move forward with lunch. That's what I want to do. And I'll move forward to Papa Romano's, because Papa Romano's handcraft pizzas that have made them a Detroit favorite for over 50 years, people. It's house-made dough. It's hand-cut veggies. It's fresh cheese. That makes all the difference. The same quality goes into all their pizzas, salads, subs, and pitas. You can order now. Make the smart decision for. Look at that pizza if you're watching on YouTube. Look at that. The pepperoni, the sausage, the deep dish. PapaRomano'sPizza.com, people. Do the right thing.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech. The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, pulling up on that lunch hour right now.
Pull up on me!
He's Joique Bell.
Chill out, bro. Chill out.
He's Joique Bell.
Stay in your lane.
Darren McCarty, D-Mac in the house. Also, the child of Flint, Arturo, is in the production booth. Fish is in the fishbowl. Also, happy to have you all along for the ride. People getting hyped for the pizza there in the YouTube chat thread.
Coming up on that second hour.
Yeah, we certainly are. Every Friday, Woodward Sports has the best high school matchups in the state of Michigan and Metro Detroit right here on the Woodward Sports Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter outlets. This week's matchup, Belleville at Dearborn-Fordson. We'll have that for you. You can watch them at 9 o'clock on Woodward Sports, brought to you by Planet Fitness and The Prep. I got my work in at Planet Fitness on the way in here today. Yeah,
what you do today?
What was today? Today was weights. Today was weights, yep.
Upper body, lower body?
Upper body, yeah.
Oh, what you do? Bench?
No, I do
curls.
I do the curls, the hammer drops.
Drop?
Yeah, the tricep extensions, all that bit.
5 pounds?
A serious question.
Yeah, about 10.
I need to know, what does Neal listen to at the gym?
Ooh.
I need to know. I need.
I've told you guys this
Is this
before.
something from the late 1900s?
I think it is.
And that's why I want to like. What was the songs today?
I
Just
told
off
you
the
something from the late 1900s.
I could see a little Wu-Tang.
No, like everybody else, man. Like Rick Ross and Jeezy and those guys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Drake.
Those early 2000s.
Have you thought about putting some, Rio to Young OG or some RMC Mike or some, Pac-Man? I've sent you the Flint links. You got to get in on the Flint rap.
No, I used to be about the Dayton family back in the day. I was about the Dayton family back in the day.
Tom
MC
Authority.
Louis Ray.
MC Breed was my guy.
Okay.
See, y'all think that I'm not with the cult. I've interviewed these people before they blew up.
Yeah. I have black friends.
Ding dong. I interviewed these people before they got big. Hi, I'm Art Smith, Art of Combat, Saturday.
I interviewed this guy 10 years ago.
Party. And I talked to musicians and artists.
I knew it.
Yeah,
Good job,
hey,
Art.
man, when he gets his Jeep, he's putting Breed on the chrome.
Listen, that was good. And also, no more from me for the day. You guys win.
We just took an hour. I love you.
No,
you know what it is. Art, you're just too soft now. Used to be when Sean was here, you was hardcore, and now he left, and now you just point duster. I don't know.
Well, my nose, it gets longer and longer as the show goes on. So.
Yeah, but appreciate Planet Fitness and people over there. They're really cool. They're sponsor of the show as well. So I told them, I'm like, hey, man, put it on some of the TVs up in here. They got 70,000 televisions up in there.
So this just ended. Somebody check on this real quick. Popped up in the thread. Did Antonio Brown, was he out this week due to COVID?
I hadn't heard that as of yet.
Is that true? Breaking. You heard it here first. Antonio Brown is out due to COVID.
I don't think that's how
he's not out officially, but he's placed on the COVID reserve list.
Hang on. Joique goes, you heard it here first, but yet we heard it in the YouTube comments. Like, what are we doing here? Breaking news. Thanks to YouTube.
It's a Joique bomb.
Steve R. Appreciate it, Steve. Yeah. You heard it here first.
Steve R. is the new Corey Woods.
He's the new Corey Woods.
So he's not officially out, but he is placed on the COVID reserve list, so he is doubtful for Sunday's game.
He's doubtful. Has to test negative 2 times in a row.
Machiavelli sucks to go. Balancing exercises are more of a priority to me than weights. Keeps knees strong. That's why I'm a big run on the treadmill guy. Just a little more padding, a little more forgiving. In the summer, I do like to run on the concrete around the neighborhood and stuff like that, but do prefer the treadmill. I run probably about between 10 and 15 miles a week.
That's what I told myself. Starting tomorrow, rain, snow, sleet, or hail, I'm going outside and getting up at 5 and walking through the beautiful town of downtown Holly. So I'll have to make sure
You're not going to get up at 4:30 and watch sumo?
So anyway.
I mean, you can get up at 5 and come to the gym with me. That's cool.
Yeah, but Joique, the problem with that is that I know that you're joking, so I'm not gonna.
I'm at the gym this morning.
At 5?
Yeah.
But I would have to get up at 3:30 to be there by 5.
Well, life's about choices, Art. You choose to be great.
You want to be good or you want to be great?
I'm so dumb.
It's a priority.
You want to be good or you want to be great?
Neil, it's a priority.
I'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Give me the address.
What they're willing to do.
Right.
All right. It's going to walk around Holly.
Well, I'm up at 5. The gym doesn't open at 6, so you get there at 6. We can get it in.
Oh, if it's 6, I'll be there every day. But you got a guest pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can actually get your own guest pass, and you can work out for free for a week to see if you like the gym. And if so, you can get a membership.
Yeah, but Joique, is it like $10,000 a month or?
No, it's actually like $40 a month.
Okay, we'll talk later. We'll talk later. Come down. You know, I'm not gonna say my gym online. I know, but last week you grabbed me. We didn't talk about this on the show. Joique grabbed me and started walking me towards his car. The man has muscles that I didn't know existed. Like he was grabbing me. It's almost as if he was an athlete.
Hey, Joique. Can I ask you a question? How big are those guys you blocked in the NFL? Right? I mean, they got to be as big as Art, 300, 280 linebacker.
You know what?
You're not even as big as the.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Who's Art as big as? The concession stand guy?
No, I'm as big as like a Justin Gaethje. How dare you?
I can't even say he's as big as a kicker because our kickers are bigger.
No, he's not. The kickers are way bigger.
Yeah.
Prater could eat an apple off his head.
Jack Fox. Someone said that I have the same dimensions as Jack Fox, and I said thank you.
No, you don't.
You're half the size of Jack Fox.
You know what? I had this rule.
About one of our best players.
I had this rule. If you're over 300 pounds, I'm not blocking you head up. I'm not blocking. I'm chopping your legs, and that's it.
You're making a business decision.
Now,
run me out, Dion.
So I remember, and so anybody 280 and under, like we just gotta you know, I have my tricks to kind of slow your feet down, because the thing is, these bigger guys, what they try to do with backs, they know they're bigger than us, so they try to run through you.
Yeah.
But one thing that every defender hates this, is when you chop their legs. And so I had a little trick that I did to slow their feet down. And when I slowed their feet down, I would engage with them. And once I engage with you, you're not stronger than me. And so I'm just going to get my hands inside, hold you, and we're going to dance. We're going to dance. You're not going to push me back. You're not going to do any of that. So that's kind of what it was when I played. But you got to have tricks. You can't just go up in there, you know, unless it's, you know, in the A gap. You got to go put your head in there. But coming off the edge, I had a lot of tricks.
I will say real quick before we get back into topics, we beat out the worldwide leader in sports because I just got the notification on my phone. So thanks to the YouTube chat, we actually were the first to break it. I mean, I'm sure the YouTube guy heard it from somewhere else, but we broke it before the worldwide leader did.
Oh,
so.
You heard it here first.
As heard on Woodward Sports.
Antonio Brown will be placed on the COVID list with the possibility of not playing this upcoming week. What a shame. What a shame. You heard it here first.
And they play the Rams this week, too.
Ooh, and they play the Rams?
He can play.
Yeah. Yeah, that Bucks-Rams, that 4:25 game.
They played the Rams?
Yes.
Both teams 2-0.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
We'll see. All right, Matt Stafford. You got pulled up on Tom Brady right now.
Are they playing at home or are they playing away?
It's at L.A.
Yeah, it's at L.A.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting game.
Which, by the way, is home of the Super Bowl, which the Detroit Lions will be at. Okay, see, it all comes full circle.
Yeah. Well, Brady can get the feel, you know, like the lay of the land there at SoFi Stadium.
You know, Art, it all comes full circle.
Now, you know what, though? Even with that being said,
mushrooms Fish is on. He can't be on. That's no cannabis strain. That's psilocybin or something like that. He's
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It is.
No, I'm too chill for that.
No, you must have been born in the late '80s.
But I think we'll see another record round of ratings for that game when it comes on, when the Bucks do square up with the Rams. And you know, when they square up with the Rams.
Look at that. I love it. All right, Neal.
That's what they're doing, right?
Hey,
square up.
They square up, man.
When they pull up on them.
That's what they're doing.
Pull up on me!
Yeah, that's what they doing. They square it up. I love it. I love it. I love it.
What's wrong with that, Joey?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I love it. I just said I love it.
Oh, all right.
That's my lingo. That's my talk. So I like it. They're squaring up. I like it.
I'm deeper in the streets than people think I am.
I know you are.
I'll just say it like that. I don't like to talk about it, but I'm deeper in these streets.
Don't sleep on the golden rule, boys.
I don't like to talk about it, man, but you know. Joique, let's just say
here you go. Last one. Neal, what size shoe you wear?
12.
No, your size.
12.
No, your size.
He's saying he wants to steal your shoes. I learned that the hard way.
No.
12. No good for you, man.
I wear 12.
Do you really?
Yeah. So
pull up on me.
So it really is your size. So it really is. Yeah, it's true. We'll talk after the show.
All right. Yeah. We gonna see.
We're gonna see.
He's saying he's gonna steal your shoes.
No,
Neal, look out!
Right? He's all gangster now. Look, Chuck. Oh, he's all gangster now. I love it, man. You gotta love it here at Big D Energy.
No, it is. It's fun. I like when we get on these. I like when we get on these little side things. They're fun, man. They certainly are fun. No, but you know, again, no, just talking about the TV ratings, I'm sure they'll be huge for that game as well. I wonder what changed, Darren. Like, why all of a sudden this resurgence with the NFL? There's a couple of factors, I'm guessing. Number one, on your phone right now, we're in the MyBookie studios. Wink, wink, hint, hint. You got any other ideas as to?
No, I think that when it's strictly about football entertainment, I think that fans back in the stands, the enjoyment of it, fantasy football, you know, all that different stuff plays into it. But there's, let's just say, all the drama outside of the game it's really like it's about entertainment. We're talking about broadcasting. We're talking about the Manning brothers. We're talking about having Gronk on. Talking about laughing. Talking about watching these games. There's been great games, right, which has helped bring it back. But there's no BS or no ulterior motives, I think, outside the game right now, and I think that brings people back. When there is turmoil, and listen, I'll caveat this with I'm Canadian, so I don't get into politics or anything, but when you bring politics or different things into the situation, it definitely deters people from it. And I don't think...
That's a good point. Yeah.
I think right now, with all the... Whether you have the option to gamble, whether your fantasy team, everybody's fantasy team is in it, right now you're not out of it. So it's the fact that we had a year without the fans, the fact that people can get down there and be a part of it, different tailgates, different events. You look at what we do at Woodward Sports down on game day and stuff like this. So I think it's just that people were ready for it, and there's not as much stuff going around outside, right?
Yeah, and I think that you might be right too, because it just hasn't been a political thing, and I don't talk about politics. I don't care. I'm not represented in today's political world. That's the thing that makes me laugh is like you think things are done for you or because of you. No, I'm just a regular dude that works his job. You know, I'm way away from the system.
Absolutely,
I'm way away from that system.
We're talking sports and different things.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if it's sports, but we're talking football and stuff like that. And on Sundays, it doesn't matter what level you want to get to. Levels in Centerline is now open. I got the Levels app here. You can get great discounts now. Starting right now, get 10% off your order by just mentioning Woodward Sports. Yes, Woodward Sports. Whether you're in store or on the app, make sure you mention Woodward Sports. Get 10% off. They got T-Grizzly Gas, Jet Fuel Gelato, which is one of my favorites they have there. And they even have Darren McCarty's Mac 69 strain, one of my favorites. Special strains and edibles on sale now. Download the Enjoy Levels app today and start saving. I'll probably make it by there later. Anyways, this is Woodward Sports Network. We are Big D Energy. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Call Sam Chopper Shop, where you can win a custom-built chopper while helping our veterans at the same time.
Watch as the Bad Pig Custom team turns this bike into a one-of-a-kind classic chopper.
And when it's finished, we'll be donating the bike to Volunteers of America Michigan to raffle off in support of our vets.
A great cause to give back to those who've given so much.
Watch for Call Sam Chopper Shop episodes on our social media channels and get your raffle ticket today at callsam.com/chopper shop.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, second hour of the show. Joique Bell, Darren McCarty. My name is Neal Ruhl. Happy you are rolling with us. And fans have some thoughts as to the whole football situation, which we've been talking about. Steve R says, I think we can all agree that win or lose, that we are enjoying the games more this season because there are real fans in the seats. Those silent games sucked. And they did. You know, let's be real. They certainly did. I think we learned last year, and we've always known this, that the fans make the game. They do. And we've always known that, but I'm happy that some light was brought back to that, D-Mac, because the fans make it go round.
No, I mean, that's the way it is. It's a fan-driven league. I mean, we all love football. We all love the entertainment, the spectacle, the Sundays, you know, even the college football. And you look at...
We love Joique doing the naughty by nature in the crowd and all that stuff.
All that, yeah. Hey, ho, hey, ho. All that stuff, whatever, pounding it up the middle. You know what I mean? Doing his little tricks on the outside of the big men to slow his feet down so he can make the block, get him inside, strength on strength. Right? But no, it's exciting. And what's exciting also, too, is if we're talking around here, and I mentioned it earlier, you look at what the college teams are doing. They're giving us something. We got stuff, you know, and it doesn't matter if it's the Lions, and it's not about wins and losses, but we can all agree there's something to watch. And I think how many people are involved in fantasy football, or how many people are involved, you know, with free bets with all these different sites, whether it's MyBookie or we had brought up, you know, $25 free bet on the other site and stuff. So people are engaged, right? There's different ways to be engaged. You look at the same day parlays. You look at all these, you know what I mean? There's a way to be entertained. I think the facilitation of the option is right there. And if it plays out without, I guess, the drama attached to the game, then people enjoy it. And this is what we love as a nation about football.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about with the Lions, it's not about the wins and losses right now, but a team that's been racking up a lot of wins as of late, and they kind of fall by the wayside when football starts, is your Detroit Tigers. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're a game out of second place in the Central Division. And in much the same way I talked about Kenneth Walker about the Heisman, which we'll get into in a couple of minutes, A.J. Hinch, man, what he's done, and for those of you watching on the YouTube channel right now, the AL Central standings since June 14th, the Tigers are 3.5 games better than the White Sox. I mean, let that sink in. Now, certainly the White Sox are walking the rest of the Central Division. They're up 10.5 on the Indians. They're going to win the division. That's apparent. But this Tigers team has a real shot to finish in second place, and I'll be the first one to stand up and say, especially after the start, I was shoveling dirt on this Tigers team before the season started, and we had an excavator going by the end of April. And this team has no business being as good as they are. The injury situation in the bullpen now, they roll out, they beat the Rays, they beat the White Sox. First place teams. And the Tigers they got a winning record against playoff teams. And D-Mac, I'm saying that A.J. Hinch, I don't think it's a discussion. A.J. Hinch is the manager of the year in Major League Baseball. Now, he won't get it. He won't get it because that's not the appropriate story, right? It's got to go to the Rays manager or somebody else. He won't get it. It's got to go to
LaRussa because he did it at the age it was or whatever. But
LaRussa.
No.
Because when he was in the National League, he hit the pitcher eighth because he's so much smarter than everybody else.
But here's the one thing about A.J. Hinch, and I'm even going to go because this doesn't surprise me. Right, he's a World Series champion manager and stuff like that. So who's come here? I'm going to give the props to Al Avila for not only realizing, because out of any of the guys in charge of any of the teams in this town at the professional level, he's the one that's taken the most scrutiny, as he should have, for some of the decisions he's made, but he put the right guy in charge. Okay? So the fact that it shows me, you look at the farm system, you look at everything else, but A.J. Hinch, to me, bar none, because of the record that they have, because of what they've done since, June, they're 27-22 versus playoff teams. This is a team that I would have never thought could have a chance to get to, with 10 games left, get to 500, right? And they're only 4 games behind. That goes a lot in the manager. It's about how he's kept Miguel Cabrera engaged and healthy, how he's worked that bullpen, everything else. We were talking about Michael Fulmer, Cisnero, different things like that in the bullpen. This is something that not only gives credence to moving forward, but I mean, out of any of these teams that have moved the most, who's moved the needle the most this year for progress? You got to give it to the Tigers. Look at Torque and Green and everything, the pitching staff and all this stuff. So let's call it the way it is, because I'll criticize Al Avila, but I'll also give him, and this is A.J. Hinch, and it starts with who's running your team. So, I mean, I'm happy. As a Tiger fan moving forward, there's progress. Haven't had it in a long time.
What about that, Joique? I mean, you've been a part of rebuilds, I guess you would say. I mean, you've seen that in your time.
Yeah, I have with the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, what about that though? When a guy comes in and he's got the juice, and what makes a player buy in to somebody like A.J. Hinch?
The respect level. Come in and treat us like men. Provide wisdom outside of just sports. Being caring for your team, really caring for your players. Having conversations with them outside of the arena. You see you walking down the hallway, hey D-Mac, how's the family? How's your daughter? Ask questions like that. I mean, be personable, not just, hey, on this play you messed up, and not, and not have these conversations about life outside. So you have guys coming in who really care about the player and the person. It makes the person want to play in and buy into what this guy is doing, because you want this guy to be successful, because it's a healthy environment. We love playing for you. And now you have a coach like that. It can make players play beyond what they are capable of, because they want you to be successful, not because they fear you, but because they want you to be successful, because they want you to stick around. Because when you lose, you know what that means? There's a whole lot of furniture getting moved around.
Let me tell you the story about Scotty Bowman, the greatest psychologist, not the coach, right? Now, the fact he knew everybody, that your family members, your siblings, your cousins, whoever you brought to the game, he always knew. Now he might, in your relationship, that he's not going to say, oh, how you doing today? How you doing? He's going to walk right by you. You're the only ones walking down the hallway. But you're going to walk off of practice, and there he's talking to your dad. There he's talking to your hockey coach that you grew up with. There he's talking to your grandma. Right? You know what I'm saying? He had his own way to do it, where you'd be looking, and this guy's not even going to give me this time of day, but he cares, right? There's a different way to show that you care. And to Joique's point, when you have somebody that's invested in you as a human being, not just as a commodity, not just as a piece of meat. I don't care what organization you're in sports. If you're at Woodward Sports Network, whether you're working for DCFC, Oakland, the Red, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Where is your appreciation factor? And it starts with the coach saying, hey, you know what? And some coaches don't do it to the players. I don't understand that, but there's a method to their madness, right?
And I think there's a lot of people out there like Steve R. who said, I'll said it before and I'll say it again, I wasn't a fan of the hire, but damn, he's proven enough to me this season. There were a lot of question marks about that. And for me, he has been proven to be a good manager, the way he leverages the bullpen, the way he goes outside the box, the way the base runners move, all that stuff. He is a lot like what I think Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are to the Lions, in that the next way of doing things, the way Brad Campbell does it, the way that Brad Holmes does it with the draft, he does it the way he manages.
And the only difference, Neal, is that Hinch has the pedigree from getting it done before. The juice of doing it in Houston, no matter what he's brought, the bad juju, whatever like that. And I love the fact is, you know what? You were proven. Whoever said that, he had to come in here and prove that it was different. But if you don't think that he's respected by his players because they go out and they play hard, I think if there's one person on this roster that epitomizes the general manager, it's Robbie Grossman. Ball player. You know, ball player, greasy. I was talking to Matt Shepard, the voice of the TV of the Tigers, and just how much he loves Robbie Grossman, his attitude he brings, but it resembles, you know, your general manager. And that's when you have a guy that's your hardworking guy and your everyday blood and guts guy, it goes a long way.
And Joique, that does go a long way. You and I always talk about the juice all the time. You know, it depends on who's saying something. For A.J. Hinch, whether or not, you know, you believe or whether or not the Astros thing bothers you, when he walks in that room, he does have the juice. He is a World Series winning manager. That does make a difference too, right?
It makes a difference because of your track record and your body of work. So when you're dealing with somebody who's been to where you're trying to get to, what they say it holds a little bit more weight. And if you're trying to get there, then you need to take all that information in. And that's what the Tigers are doing. That's the only thing I can think of, because these guys are really stepping up, because there's no way, shape, or form you thought they would be in the position that they're in now. No way. Like, I remember we had the conversation about which team is closer to winning the championship. Was it Detroit Tigers? Was it the Wings?
The Pistons,
was it the Pistons? Was it the Lions? And the Tigers was nowhere near in that conversation.
No, nobody talked about that.
No one. They honestly, they weren't even in the one of the teams that we even added to that list. And now, I mean, when you sit back and look at it, should they be on that list?
Absolutely.
I would think so.
Here's the difference, Neal, between growing up and with these Tiger teams that we've had, you know, in 06, 14, stuff like that. It was where's the farm system? Where are the guys coming up? And now you just got 3 pitchers dropped on us, starting pitchers this year. You got Torkelson and Green that are moving their way up, you know, the minor leagues, to know that, oh my gosh, I expect them to be here next year, or at least be really close to being here next year. It gives you something. You know, it gives us some excitement that there's things coming down. And usually it's just, and somebody brought it up, it's usually just the Red Sox and the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays with things in their minor league system. Well, now this is a start. So to Joique's point of, do they need to be in the conversation moving forward? Yeah, it's not. I think that we can see maybe 2, 3, 4 years down the line, we're looking at playoffs at least. You know, maybe not World Series, but this is a playoff team.
You know what? I'm so excited to see what Detroit sports will look like in the next 3 to 4 years.
2023, baby. Get on board,
Print the shirt.
Print the shirt.
23, 24, around that time. I want to see Detroit sports. Like, I think we're going to start coming up in 23, but I don't think we're going to arrive until 24. I think one of our teams will be fighting for a championship. All right, and that's going to be exciting. And the thing is, it becomes contagious. If you look at, like, even some of these colleges where the boys might win the national football, like the national championship in football, and then you turn back around, then say the basketball team might win, and then the girls basketball team might win. Yeah, it's contagious. You know, that winning culture is contagious, and we need to catch that here in Detroit. We need to catch it.
Don Moore says, when they hired A.J. Hinch, I was against it because of the cheating scandal. And yeah, you know, I know that was the knock. I know that Don had the same opinion as a lot of people had that same opinion, but I think he's put that in the past. And look, winning does that, right? Let's not be naive here. When you come out and you win, things change. They just do. I don't know what else to tell you, man. They do. There's no question. It's been proven out time after time after time after time. Here's the big one. Canuck Dave. Hopefully Chris Ilitch spends a little in free agency to shore up some of the offensive gaps. Now, okay, you guys have done well, and as you said, Al Avila, who I was not particularly fond of, like D-Mac, in much the same ilk. Here's where the next step has to be taken, and maybe this will be because of the fans, right, and the way the bottom fell out of this team and the day the music died when Max Scherzer left and all of that. Maybe you're ahead of schedule a year than you thought you were going to be, but make no mistake, you're on the precipice now. If A.J. Hinch can do this with this team, imagine if he gets some talent. Now Chris Ilitch is on the hot seat.
Well, and the thing is that didn't they address this earlier this year where Chris Ilitch said that, I'm going to spend money or Avila when it's right time to spend?
No, it's the right time now.
We 100% agree. Yeah. So now we wait and see the owner back his word and give A.J. Hinch some people to work with, and then we're down at Comerica Park every game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it is. Now is the time. There's no question about it.
Meow.
Yep.
Right, meow.
And if you need a haircut, now's the time as well. Because, guys, we're a simple bunch. We like Sunday football, the feel of a TV remote in the palm of our hand. We like things uncomplicated. Good God, do I love things uncomplicated. That's where Lady Jane's Haircut step in. For men, walk in, sit down, and before you know it, your hair is game ready. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8. You know what it is. 7 days a week. Open from 10 to 8. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Back at it here, coming down the stretch. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house as well. And I touched on this earlier where I did it. I'm doing it with A.J. Hinch right now. He deserves to be the manager of the year. He does with the job that he's done. And another guy that needs to be up in the mix is Kenneth Walker from Michigan State. He should be in the Heisman mix right now, if he's not already. And he's starting to get that shine a little bit. He's starting to get that run. But the numbers that he's putting up in the games he's done it, on the road, Power 5 teams, you can't deny this guy anymore. I mean, he is an incredible, incredible player, man. He just is. And I know RG3 put out his Heisman watch on Twitter. He had Bryce Young, the quarterback at Alabama. Matt Corral, who's getting a lot of play as well, the quarterback at Ole Miss. He's got Kenneth Walker up there in that number 3 spot. Look at Tua's brother, too, the quarterback out of Maryland in the mix, and Spencer Rattler, who has fallen far in the first 3 weeks. But, Joique, it's that thing where for Kenneth Walker, you can't, and you fought this as your career, coming up into college and everything, and you go to Wayne State and you win you win the Division II Heisman, and then the NFL, everything resets. You're not drafted. You got to battle your way. I know it's not front of mind. I know you're thinking about what you have to do, but Kenneth Walker, you cannot deny what this guy's doing. You've got to. I know you've seen him, run the ball and things like that. Just what are your thoughts on his style?
Explosive. The only thing that's going to hold him back right now is they're going to say he's not playing anyone yet. But he played Miami.
Yeah.
But he played Miami.
And a road conference game.
Right. And then also against Northwestern. They're going to, well, who is Northwestern? Is Northwestern? Are they front run? No, they're not. But you can't control who you're playing. You can only control the way that you play. And this guy's electrifying. He's electrifying. The numbers that he's putting up, the way he's able to break tackle, his speed, his ability to separate from the opponents, or the ops, we like to call them, an open field is amazing. I mean, and I don't know if he's going to be up for the Heisman, but it's still early into the season. It's a long season to go. But right now, all these are hypotheticals. If he continue to play the way he's playing, averaging over 8 yards a carry right now, that
stuff will take care of itself.
It'll take care of itself. Don't worry about that. And that's the thing he needs to do. Don't think about the Heisman race. Just continue doing what you're doing. in that spirit. And even with the quarterbacks that there may be in the race for it or on the run for it, just take care of the small things, the big things, and handle themselves.
And that's what makes me laugh, too. About they're like the schedule. Who did they play? Well, look at Matt Corral at Ole Miss, who certainly looks like he's a very good player. They played all home games. They played Louisville, Austin Peay, and Tulane. I'm just talking about DMAC. Look at the man.
I'm not worried about that'll play itself out whether it does or it doesn't. What I'm more concerned is that Kenneth Walker is exemplifying this attitude for this Michigan State football team. This is when you have a top player being able to establish himself, your team follows, and their attitude is the same way. So I expect him, no matter what, not looking at who they're playing, but Coach Tucker's got these guys prepared, and they're going to go out and smash mouth, and he's going to try to break 8-yard runs, and sometimes he's going to do it, sometimes he's not. But you see more and more the consistency of the attitude of the school and the team, and that's what I look that he's leading the way. But these guys are all buying in, and it's that when you have a hard nose run football guy and it's going to be one of those days, well, you got to come ready to play. And I think that it carries the load. And out of all these teams, the identity of what Michigan State is pretty apparent to me, as opposed to I'm still, Michigan's run the ball great too, but I still have questions about their quarterback, right? And different things like that. There's no question that this Walker is somebody that deserves to be number 3 on that list, if not higher, and it'll play out in the wash.
Yeah, and look, everyone's coming at me because of how I talk about Michigan and stuff like that. Like Khalil saying, of course this is coming from you, no Blake Corum, and no, because again, everyone wants to talk about Michigan State's opponents. Look at who Michigan has played. Western Michigan that lost their best player in the third series of the game.
Oh, that's funny. Didn't we lose our best receiver too?
Ding, ding, here we go. Ronnie Bell win.
Okay, Joique, but
Western
anyway. Yeah.
The difference between a Michigan
okay,
and a
yeah,
Western,
so yeah, you
lose
did.
your top player.
Yeah, so, and all right, you did, which means you've got to run it more. You know what I'm saying? So there was extra opportunity if you want to go that route. But no, Joique, that's what I'm saying is people want to be critical of Michigan State's opponents, man. Just look who Michigan has played. Look who they played. And
but that's not what we're talking about right now. That's not what we're talking about right now.
No, but that's what it's always going to turn into. So I keep that ready to roll.
We're not turning into that. What we were talking about is the Heisman race. Is what we were talking about.
Right.
With K. Walker. That's who we were talking about, and we're talking about him against other guys that might be up for the Heisman as well. And that might be playing better competition. That's the only downfall he's going to have. But once again, he can't control who he's playing. He can only control how he plays. And if he continues to put up the numbers, which he has been doing consistently, then we'll let everything play out, and things will take care of themselves down the road. But right now, that's that issue. But we're not talking MSU, who they're playing. We're not talking about Michigan, who they're playing. We'll see what happens when they play each other. We'll judge it off that. It's coming up.
They finna square up too.
Oh yeah, they're about to square up. We're gonna meet. You know what I'm saying? The drum lines are gonna meet center field. We're gonna hatch it out. Settle it like men.
We'll find out. No, we will. But it's just that's the thing for me. Again, if this were my Heisman vote, I put stock in the fact he did it on the road in conference. He did it against an ACC team on the road as well. That's why I'm going to give it. And it's not like he rolled out. And when they played Youngstown State, he got his work in. They took him out of the game, 56 yards, whatever he had. It wasn't about that. He wasn't getting numbers just for the sake of getting numbers. And it's apparent that he is explosive, Joique. It's just, again, the eyeball test. He hits different to me.
That game, I told you, that was the stat game right there. He could have ran it up 300. They should have kept him in.
That's what I said too. Low key was you should have at least got him a hundo in that game and moved on. If you want to play these, because look, let's be honest, the Heisman is one of the more political things out there in college football. It's about a resume that you can create.
It's got to be if you don't have a vote.
Yeah.
It's got to be political if you don't have a vote. But at the end of the day, do you take into all this? I mean, I don't have a vote either, but I mean, do you take in the whole body of work throughout the season against everybody you played at the end of the year, right? And like you said, I mean, it's
that plays a major part. I think with the, but I'm not savvy on how they do it for the Heisman for the Harlan Hill. They have like this coaches pool, and they vote in different regions, and that's kind of how they do it for that. So I know how that's done. So it was good for me because we had like a lot of coaches from this region that either played against me or watched me on film who voted for me when I won. And honestly, I thought a guy by his name was Zach. He played quarterback for West Liberty in West Virginia. And this guy has some crazy number. They went to the playoffs. He threw for, I think, a little bit over 5,000, threw for 49 touchdowns, and he has some crazy numbers with three receivers over 1,000, and I definitely thought it was between me and him. And I didn't know. And then, I mean, it wasn't even close, but it was kind of close. I'm not going to say that. It was kind of close. It was kind of close. Yeah, but shout out to my boy Zach, man.
I think that's always...
But that's how it works. That's how it works for them. I don't know how it works.
So you're right. It's different. When I won OHL Player of the Year my last year, junior was voted on by the coaches, right? Where I was right. So that to me that always meant something.
I think that means a lot.
It does. How you're viewed by your peers.
By your peers.
See,
exactly.
Here's the one thing, Joique, and I know this, that you and I are motivated by proving people wrong. Right, so if we have other coaches that want us on the roster, that's the greatest compliment you can play. I want you on my team. That's it.
This period.
One other thing that came out, the list of players on active NFL rosters by school that dropped, and there was
Zach
pretty
Amidro. Thank you, Detroit Dabber. Zach Amidro.
Nice, good looking out there. Yeah. Way to go.
Zach Amidro was a dog.
I will say this, man. Like our audience is on point. Man. You're not sliding anything by them.
What up, Dad? My dad just hopped in. Joique Bell. Hey, Joique. What's up, pops?
Shout out Joique Bell's dad. But the list of active players on the NFL kickoff weekend by school, it's pretty much played out as you thought it would. Alabama's the most with 54. Ohio State's next most with 50. LSU, Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson, Iowa. Iowa surprised me. 34.
I was going to say,
just as many as Michigan.
One on there is that the one on there that you go, oh wow, I didn't realize there's so many guys, because Iowa's the one where I said where it was like, oh, I wouldn't have put them in there.
Yeah, if you would have had a bet out there where you said, Neal, who has more active players in the NFL, Iowa or Michigan, would have certainly taken Michigan all day long. Never would have guessed that it was the same. I never would have guessed, too, that Clemson would have as many as Michigan. Man, Michigan's got all these people in the NFL. They must have been winning a lot of games lately. No?
Crickets.
Chirp, no?
Chirp.
But that backs up my point, though, guys. Like, look at that talent that's there.
We got talent.
It's under.
That's true. Do
you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair to say they underachieve?
Yeah.
I'll give that to Khalil. Khalil, you're a big Michigan guy. I respect that, man. You like who you like. Khalil in the YouTube chat thread. Is it fair to say that Michigan underachieves?
Yeah, you got to. We have to say that. Do we have a championship? No, we don't. But we're top 10 with producing the most athletes on the roster right now in the NFL, which says a lot. And every
says
year,
a lot about your coach too.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Real talk.
No, it does. How you develop your players to make it to the next level. So what's the argument there? Because the argument is, to win a championship, bring pride back to the university, and also prepare you for the next level. And that's what they're doing over in Michigan.
That list,
Michigan, man.
That list proves more to the argument that Harbaugh has done a better job than the record is, right? Because you're producing NFL players, and if you're bringing them into your college, no matter where it is, to get to the next level, you got to give them the props that you wouldn't really realize that. But
tell Khalil that. Tell those Michigan fans.
But in saying that, give props to Iowa. Give props to where you don't think that it also. Yeah. You can flip it any which way you want. I believe underachieved on the field, but maybe achieved a little bit more than I thought off the field with developing NFL guys. So maybe it's not a college program, it's more of an NFL program. Hence why Harbaugh came from the NFL. I don't know.
I look at.
I don't know. Put that in there. Think about it.
Well, we've been talking a lot about football, and if you're going to be betting on football, you want to get an advantage over your sports book. You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their Best Bets computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you a best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports and gives you the reasoning behind why you should place the bet. BetQL's Best Bets algorithm went 13-2 on 5-star bets for Week 1 of the NFL between Thursday and Sunday. Plus, their platform has all the data, all the analytics you would ever need for all of your own sports betting research offerings and purposes. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store now to download BetQL. You can go to try.betql.com/WSN to get started. You can enter the discount code WSN at the payment checkout. You'll get 25% off their subscriptions, or you can check out their special offer in order to receive a free year of BetQL. Don't miss out on your chance to beat your sportsbook this football season with BetQL.
Okay, you thirsty little spin goblins. I want you to pedal into the next dimension. Spin it! Spin! Spin! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame. Spin! Spin! Spin till you bleed!
Don't ride the bike of shame. Come to Planet Fitness and find your own lane with tons of equipment, free fitness training, and no hissing. Join today for just $10 a month.
Back at it here, coming down the stretch of Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, Darren McCarty. Our YouTube chat thread, Chuck Brewer. Yeah, that Tom Brady guy stinks. Well, he was the second best quarterback on that team to Drew Henson. Just going by what everyone said, man. I was here. I saw it. People hated when Brady came into that game, man. But they loved in some Drew Henson. I'm just saying. That's all. Khalil says Peppers quality, quality linemen, quality defensive backs, Devin Bush quality. Yeah, you're right. But what has it done for him? What has it done for him? That's, for me, if I'm a Michigan fan, I'm upset by that. And that's not being a hater or anything like that. That's just going off of what happened. Because it did. You can go back and Google it and look it up. Got a little other NFL thing. The Lions are 0-2. Okay, we know this. Fish talks about still 14% chance of making the playoffs, Fish?
12% of teams that started 0-2 have made the playoffs.
Okay, that's the number. So let's take a look at all the 0-2 playoffs. And guys, give me your 0-2 team that will still make the playoffs. Your choices are the Falcons, the Giants, the Lions, the Vikings, the Colts, the Jets, and the Jags. And I know what my answer is.
The Lions, right?
No. Joique's got the same look on his face that I do.
I got to say the Vikings.
You said the Vikings. I mean, that was a close game.
Carson Wentz has got double ankle sprains, and
right.
I mean,
he's going full Carson Wentz.
I would have said probably the Colts, but I think Minnesota. I watched a lot of that game.
Yeah, I would say Minnesota. If I had to, I would say none of them.
But look at I mean, maybe I don't know.
I mean, they went up against Arizona, a playoff team.
On the road.
On the road.
Should have won the game.
Should have won the game. Had an opportunity to win and choked. Kicker choke. Yeah, kicker choke.
Minnesota doesn't really have a kicker, so
the
kicker have to get that sorted out.
But and that's the issue, and that's major because if you look at our 2013 season, we weren't the 7-9 team. We could have very well been 11-5. We lost a lot of games because of our kicker. We had a kicker issue, and in the following year we got Matt Prater, and then we went 11-5. And so, with that being said,
who, by the way,
I would say Vikings, but they have to figure out their kicker issue.
Who you got, Neal?
I had the same look that Joique did when we put that list up there on the screen.
Like who?
I had to grind.
If we had to pick one, if we had to pick,
I might say New York Giants just because that division. Right? Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Jets are out. Jags are out.
Lions
are out.
Yeah.
Falcons, maybe, but what a schmozzle that is.
No, I'm going to say no to them because they're in a conference with the Saints.
Right. That's what a schmozzle.
They're not. They don't have a shot. They don't have a shot.
Yeah, and I would guess I'd have to say Vikings too. Maybe Colts, but again, you're going back to a backup quarterback situation. I mean, I know they've been banged up on the offensive line. This year's Colts team is not the same Colts team as last year.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's not even close. I guess the Falcons, but it's just I got the same look where you're looking at a menu with bad food on it. You're just like, God, I gotta pick out of that. I mean, that's hopeless.
Get those chicken fingers and fries
and move on. And that's for that Gordon Food Service
Cold
ranch.
chicken fingers and fries, right?
Yeah. So I mean,
I want lunch now.
That was. That was one of those things for me. I like to look at that, and usually there's at least one brand name on there.
There's one
that's
you
a
could
factor.
bet. There's one that you would say, I'm going to take this team,
100%,
see what
yeah.
the odds are, and they're going to make the playoffs.
There was nothing on that list. Nothing on that
Vikings,
list.
Hey, I'm a bad
Vikings
gambler,
might be
too.
able to
I'll
do
throw
it,
money
though.
at anything.
Give me good enough odds. I'll bet you the sun don't come up tomorrow.
Let's see what happens with the Vikings in the division, and then that would decipher their fate. Because anybody can take it. It's for the taking.
That is true.
It's for the taking.
Although it looks like Green Bay might be okay enough to win it. Chuck Brewer says, "I'll skip this meal. I'll just eat a big meal later." Yeah, that's what you could do. I did want to.
What about the quarterbacks that are down right now? Speaking of.
Yeah, there's a lot too, like quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs. The QBs though, the starters that got injured. Tyrod Taylor's out for Houston. Wentz, as you talked about, is out.
Can't buy a break.
Yeah, Andy Dalton, Tua, bruised ribs. You're not coming back playing with bruised ribs at the quarterback
I called
spot.
that, didn't I? I called Chicago Bears win, and I called Justin Fields will be in the game probably by the second quarter, and now we get to see him practicing all week, and we'll get more of a test that he'll be comfortable into it. But it was, if you're a Chicago fan, I think you're happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Andy Dalton doesn't play this week and Justin goes out there and he plays a great game, right? He plays like
that's a wrap for Andy Dalton.
It's going to be a wrap for him. It's going to be something similar to the injury wasn't as significant, but it'll be a similar issue to where Drew Bledsoe got hurt and then they put in Tom Brady and Drew Bledsoe never played again. He never played for the Patriots ever again. So it might be a similar situation with Justin Fields. Andy Dalton's out. But it's unclear right now.
From what you've seen, can he play in this league right now?
Who's Justin Lee?
Yeah,
Justin Fields. Yeah, he can.
Because as I've said with the Bears, the clock is ticking with Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
it is.
No,
like,
this is a blessing in disguise. If Justin Fields is everybody and it's one of these things that as Lions fans who wanted to draft him are going to see right now what you would have got. You look at that list, right? Mm-hmm. And you look at the end of it, Derek Carr, who's to me is the MVP candidate coming out of the Raiders right now, their quarterback. But also, too, Neal, weren't you a Tua guy coming out of college? Because I'm not, and it's because of whatever else. I don't think of the durability. So, that's just personally my opinion. We're going to find out about Justin Fields, to Joique's point, and if Matt Nagy is this quarterback guru and they simplify the playbook, well, you should be able to see that because he's got first-team reps all week in practice and stuff.
Yeah, for me, too, with the Bears and Justin Fields, it's that situation with Khalil Mack that I always come – because you look, A, the money. The money that you're paying him. He's on a 6-year, $141 million contract. B, it's the age. He's 30. And, he next year even, he's a dead cap hit of $24 million after next year and almost $12 million the year after that. The clock is moving on him. And – when you parlay that with the resources you gave up to get him, you got to go now if you're the Bears. You got to go now. And if Justin Fields is the dude that...
And say, when is his contract up?
Well, they got a potential out after 2022, but they'd have to eat $24 million in dead cap space. So I doubt they want to go that route.
No, they
but
won't.
his contract goes until 2024.
All right.
And, in 2024, it's a $6 million dead cap hit, so he's much more cuttable in 2024. But he's here. But again, you start getting north of 30, Joique.
I don't think they cut that guy. I don't care. Even $6 million to have him on your team, and if he's still performing, keep him on the team. If Justin Fields is everything you want him to be, you have about 2.5, 3 years.
But it's a small window. This is going to be it.
Yeah, that window bigger than that 2013-14 season. We knew we had a 24-month window.
Right.
They have a 36-month window to help build up Justin Fields, give him some experience. Now, the thing is, it's good that he probably didn't start initially. Right? One thing you hate is for a quarterback to come out initially and lose his confidence if he's not playing well. Right? And how many quarterbacks have we seen do well from Ohio State? How many?
Very few.
None. I haven't seen one.
That none would qualify as very few.
Yeah. I have none.
Cardell, no.
I have not seen. Give
Dwayne,
give me one.
Maybe it will be this one.
It might be one who played a little bit longer because he was able to convert from quarterback to wide receiver,
right?
And not quarterback to tight end. Tebow, what you doing? Sit down.
He's on TV now.
But listen, he could be. He can be that guy to change that narrative. He can be the one.
But they need more security. Otherwise they're just going to keep getting injured.
It's crazy. I wish I had somebody to guard me. Have I told you about guarding alarm?
He grows up and he grows up and he grows up.
A good defense on and off the field helps you feel secure. Guardian Alarm has state-of-the-art technology that helps you feel safe, all within 24/7 local monitoring. Guardian Alarm also have convenient features that let you check in on your home, control your lights and your temperature, detect smoke or carbon monoxide. It will even let you lock and unlock the doors from wherever you are in the world. Call 800-STAY-OUT today. That's 800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm has been trusted for over 90 years at keeping families safe. Tap in with Guardian Alarm. Joique Bell, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty here on Big D Energy. Big D!
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech. The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
What up, though? Welcome back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Joique Bell, D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house. The child of Flint, Arturo, is in the production booth. Fish is in the bowl as well, not giving up on that 10-7 limo. But we have it on here in the studio, and D-Mac gets fired up about this. I like it, too. It is a great event. I have a buddy of mine who's the Ryder Cup is like second to the Super Bowl to him, man. He gets into it. I enjoy it too, because I love match play, D-Mac.
Oh, I love match play too, and I think these 2 years, I like the Solheim Cup, which is the women's version too, but this is where it's at, and obviously the Europeans have really owned us lately, so this one being at Whistling Straits in Wisconsin. We were mentioning earlier, watching some of the coverage, that the Europeans, they're pretty smart, man. They came out with cheese hats on and Green Bay Packers gear. So you got all the Wisconsin people going, hey, these guys, they're the enemy, but they're pretty nice, huh? So let's get them some cheese, huh? But I love it. A lot of my favorite golfers are on the European roster, and I would say, honestly, I'm probably a fan of most of these guys that are playing this week, and I would love to see the U.S. come back. I think it's not the same because you got a lot of, especially on the American side, some of this younger talent that has popped its way through. Speaking of a guy like a Patrick Cantley and a Colin Morikawa. Morikawa, as young as he is, has 2 majors. Cantley just won the Tour Championship or the FedEx Cup and has come on late. So I will be glued as much as I can be.
Now, Joique, I know you're getting into the golf world and you like it. And you ever play a lot of match play golf at all, Joique?
No.
You haven't gotten to that level yet? It is. You're playing the man as opposed to playing the course.
And it's hole to hole. Right, so it's like when you play 14 holes really good in a round, and the other 4 you don't. Right? Well, the match play is the perfect for you.
Yeah, it is. And just the atmosphere, and as D-Mac said too, it was pretty cool to see the European guys out there with the cheese heads on and the Green Bay Packers hats, and they're playing all the practice rounds and everything like that today. But there's just so much juice at the Ryder Cup.
My question to you: do you prefer 4-ball? Do you prefer alternate shot, or do you prefer Sunday single matches that it comes down to? We're like, what if you had to? Because I love 4-ball. Because I love 4-ball, meaning 2 Europeans, 2 Americans, and they all play their own ball, and it's a birdie fest usually. But you see guys, because it's interesting how they put the teams together, right? Because not only the American, but the U.S., you're going to put some guys together. So it's always interesting to me to not only know who are buddies, Like who get along, who probably play a lot of practice rounds, maybe travel with each other, whose wives are friends, because this is where you find it out. And in the past, that's what Europeans have been better at. It's the camaraderie, and you see that whether they're celebrating over here at Oakland Hills. Anybody who was in Birmingham for the year that the Ryder Cup was here saw that. And that's something that I think that the Americans are trying to capture. Now, Wisconsin, is that not the greatest place to do it? There's going to be a lot of. I like it because it's going to be a football golf fan, right? Which will only help, I believe, our team. Now, hopefully, we can get some motivation. But you look at we mentioned it earlier, the Europeans are a 2-1 underdog,
which is
and that's where the money
steep.
is. But I would say at a tie, at 14-14 tie, at plus 1,200, that's where I put my money on and watching the game.
No,
tie.
The Europeans are a 2-1 underdog, so I definitely think that, if we were talking the betting angle of the Ryder Cup, I definitely think that they're worth a spin. They're tried and true, man. I mean, they just, you know what you're going to get. They're very consistent. It's just, for me, you brought up like the composition of the team, and Joique, when you're on the golf course, I had a good buddy of mine that we play a lot of scrambles and stuff together, and he hits the ball a mile. I mean, just, he hits it 305 to 315. I mean, he smashes the ball.
That's a hit.
And I hit the ball shorter, but it's straight in the fairway, but he just smashes it. And I'm good around the green and stuff like that. We're both pretty decent putters, so we complement each other. That's what you have to do there.
Yeah. Corey Pavin and Fred Funk needed guys to cheer for them when I grew up too. Right?
Yeah.
Fairways and greens.
Fairways and greens, man.
Short game. 100 yards in. Zach Thomas, David Toms. I mean, if I was going to win a PGA championship, I would have to lay up to 100 yards on 18 and get up and down. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Done it before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got a lot of working man pars in the bag, D-Mac.
That's working man par. It's a grind. We mentioned that one of our favorite guys is Kevin. This ain't a hobby this weekend.
This just in. Shout out to our boy Steve. It was unclear about Andy Dalton playing this week. It's confirmed Justin Fields to be starting this.
You heard it breaking news. Look at.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first, folks.
Joique Bell from Big D Energy is letting you guys know that Justin Fields will be starting this.
Where did we hear it from first?
Big D Energy broke that news.
Okay. I just wanted to make
Big
sure.
D Energy.
Do we expect
Hey, Steve, you keep bringing it in.
Weekend?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll get into that though. We'll get into that.
I mean, it'll be interesting. Is this Justin Fields sort of coming out party, or is this where you're going to say, okay, now it's going to Khalil Mack? They're going to cash in on these chips that they traded for with all those draft capital and with the Raiders back.
They put a lot into
ago.
it. Chuck says on the YouTube chat thread about the Ryder Cup, said the players bond together more than I've ever seen the Americans do it before. But beating the USA in anything means something around the world. What do you got, Fish?
Oh, I was going to have Art go first.
Well, I just had like a little bit of breaking news that just appeared on my phone, and I wanted to get D-Mac's take on this, and I know we don't talk about COVID a whole lot and everything, but I just saw the notification Bertuzzi is the only Red Wing on the entire roster that is unvaccinated. Oof. And I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts. I figured the fans would want to hear from the perspective of someone who played with the Red Wings. What are your thoughts on that, D-Mac? Any?
Personal choice.
Okay.
I'm not him.
Right.
He's not whatever. I don't know the rules in it, but he's obviously got a reason. So to each their own, and as we get more, some people aren't comfortable, some whatever. You got to do you, Art.
Yep.
Do you and own it.
What was the quote about your doormat? The world?
If the world, Bob Probert, quote, if the world would sweep their own doormats, it would be a much better place. Sweep your own doormat.
What do you got, Fish?
By the way, the NHL does expect to have 98% vaccination rate across the league.
I would expect that pretty much, like you would see lead the way, and there's probably like a reason that you don't know to go into it, but something to be ahead of. So it's just it's life, just like every other part of life goes in. Before we go, I know we're coming down to. Can we show Conor McGregor, please?
Oh yeah, that's
Can
right.
Can we please show the
Conor
worst?
McGregor.
Like. I mentioned him yesterday about...
He threw the first pitch at Wrigley Field. And guys, if you're listening on the radio...
That's your hero.
That's not my hero, bro.
Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, for those of you listening on the radio, threw the ball off the backstop.
But look at no, not even off the backstop.
Here's 50 Cent.
He would have hit.
No, there's no justification. You can't. Don't do that, Art.
So
I can't
if we
stand
saw
when people do
50
that.
Cent went left and Connor went right, but all you have to say is the guy catching the ball ran around in a big circle to get this ball because it hit the wall, hit the other wall, hit the other wall. I'm just saying. Stick the punch, Connor.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That's your hero.
Terrible.
That's not my hero.
Get that whiskey tasting better.
Here we go. Gang, gang.
Well, see you later.
Deuces.